Hallelujah.
Hi, everybody.
Hello, everybody.
Hi, James.
Hi, Jeannie. Welcome to Duffels and Dogs. Hey, before we get started today is our 1 month anniversary here in Costa Rica. Woo! So we made it first 30 days, so we want to celebrate with you guys.
We've lived to tell the tale.
Absolutely. So what we're going to do today is we're going to give you guys we picked up, I don't know, 5 or 6 things that we have learned since we moved here for our first 30 days. So we're going to share that with you.
And some of those things are very about Costa Rica, but some of them I'm not sure matter where you go or what adventure.
Whatever your adventure takes you. I think this stuff will be food for thought. But before we get into that, for those of you who are, first of all, thank you for all the subscribers that are watching our videos. We really appreciate that. And again, if you haven't already done so, please push the bell icon as well, even if you're a subscriber, because that will notify you when new videos come out and you can stay in order. So
you wouldn't want to get out of order.
Wouldn't want to get out of order. And for the new folks, please subscribe, hit the bell icon so you're notified, so you can see them all as they come out.
And for some of the new people, we've actually met you here at different restaurants,
absolutely,
bars, on the beach with our dogs. We've handed out a lot of information, and so for all of you, hi, Purvita, it was lovely meeting you down the street.
I think we've had like 4 or 5 this week.
At least.
At least. So people who are interested in, we'll get into the dog part. It's good to have them as wingman. But real quick, we started, Jeannie and James, we're 61 and 60 years old. We decided to start a new adventure and shake up our life a little bit, right?
Yeah.
And for a lot of reasons, but one for a little more freedom, live life on our terms, be of service to others. It's a lot of reasons for it, but we started this channel because we were getting literally hundreds of questions from people, friends, relatives, strangers. Why are we doing this? What are we doing?
Those hundreds are over the long period of time. It was over a week.
Exactly. Why are you doing this? What are you doing? How are you doing it? Why Costa Rica? All of those questions.
You have gray hair. Are you retired? Because
yes.
if you were retired there, it's like, no, we're not retired.
We're not retiring.
That's a whole nother story for a future video.
Absolutely. So we started this channel so people could follow along, and hopefully we could answer those questions and be of help to others who are looking to change their life, to start a new adventure.
And if we're lucky, maybe offer a little inspiration to people. Again, regardless of what your adventure is. Last time I think I said something like pick a new toothpaste, and people laughed at that. But seriously, for some people, getting new toothpaste is a big deal. So maybe you'll be a little bit inspired for what you could do in your life. That's a little different than what you're used to. Shake it up.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. So for today's 6 things that we have learned this month. So we're going to get rolling on those. What's number 1, JB?
I think you should do number 1 because you are in charge of this entire thing.
Yes, I'm going to, long story short, having a car here makes a big difference. And I know that sounds like duh, but a lot of people sometimes come here with at least no car. They're going to rent for a while, or they do whatever they do.
Or they don't do the research before they get here. They just think it's going to be.
There's many ways to have a car here. You can bring one from the States and import one. You can buy one here. We chose to get a car here and get a 4-wheel drive. And 4-wheel drive in Costa Rica is an absolute 100% must.
Tell them why we decided though to buy it here, because we did look into shipping.
Yes, we did. We looked into shipping. Recently, Costa Rica started changed the law about expats coming to Costa Rica and being able to import their cars. Before, there was a pretty hefty import duty on cars. And what they did was they changed it to make it easier for expats to come here. They said, well, you can bring your first 2 family cars here duty-free. So the only cost really of bringing your car here at first glance is for the shipping, which could be, $2,000 or less or something, depending on where you're coming from. However, there was some that was a new law. There was a couple of restrictions that they weren't kind of clear on. One of them being that if you did bring them in and you decided to sell that car, or you have to leave the country for whatever reason and wanted to sell your car or just sell your car, then you would have to pay the taxes on it within 5 years.
Within 5
So
years.
within 5 years.
Right.
So there was a lot of those little nuances that weren't worked out yet. So we said, no, let's just get a car.
In the little pieces
Yes.
for him. Okay.
So we decided to get the car here, and I think it was a great choice.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And we're going to get to like some of the people that we're going to thank, and one of the persons that helped us a great deal introduced us to a car broker and made the entire process of buying a car and having it ready when we landed was phenomenal. So we'll get to that.
So, well, here are some of the reasons. I have some bullet points. So, one, if you come in high season between, let's say, December and April, it can be hard to rent a car.
Right.
A lot of people come in here and they run out of cars. So, if you are going to come during high season, that's all well and good. Just think ahead, and if you want to rent, make sure you get that rental done early because they actually run out of cars. The other thing is if you're going to, it's okay. We got
If
two
you
dogs
see the
behind my
camera like all of a sudden flip,
it'll be the dogs.
that'll be the dogs.
We'll pick it up and start over. If you buy a car here, make sure that you buy a car that is two things: easily worked on by mechanics who know how to do that. And not all cars you can do that with. The top 3 brands to have if you come here and actually buy a car is going to be a Toyota, a Hyundai, or a Nissan. Okay, so
we
those
chose
3,
Toyota.
Yeah, those 3, the parts are easily found, accessible, and there's plenty of people who can work on those cars. We actually ended up buying a 2017 Toyota RAV4, and it had about 40,000 miles on it, just so you know what we ended up with. And then what James said, which I'm just going to reiterate, is make sure you get a car that can handle the terrain. A lot of dirt roads here.
So let me talk about this. So there's probably, as a for instance, in the area that we live in, there are, I don't know, 3 or 4 or 5 major roads that are paved. The rest are completely dirt road. All of the neighborhoods are completely dirt roads. Anytime you get off the main drag in any direction, you're going to have rutted, not very well maintained dirt roads.
Does rutted mean potholes?
Rutted means potholes.
Okay, so he said.
Divots.
Divots.
So yeah, you need a sturdy car and 4-wheel drive must.
Yeah. And also what we're about to do. We're thinking not a must, but you want.
Well, yes. So I am taking the RAV4 in after the first of the year. I'm going to have a lift. I've ordered a lift kit for it to jack it up another 2 inches, and we're going to put some more all-terrain tires on it in preparation for the rainy season. So during the rainy season, those dirt roads can turn into muddy roads. So we're gonna beef up the car even a little bit more than it already is.
Okay, is that good on cars?
That's good on cars.
Okay, number 2.
Number 2.
Pack lightly. Everybody says this. Everybody told us. We did not listen. I did not listen. Over the last month, we have worn t-shirts, shorts, swimsuits, flip-flops, and water shoes. I've worn a couple of cotton dresses, and even the dresses I got here. So there's really no need for anything else. All the restaurants are outside for the most part. I think there's one kind of more fancy restaurant here, but we actually just talked to a friend who went there, and they also said it was very casual. There were people changing and putting on suits and stuff at the table. So
bathing suits, not suits.
Yeah, and so that's it. Now I'm just gonna go somewhere with the ladies for just a moment. So just bear with me because this is a tell-all, and this is being authentic. If you are really, really used to wearing underwire bras, if you can work your way out of that and get some kind of a bamboo thing going, you'll be much better because underwire is just not comfortable here. It's sweaty, you're hot, and I just needed to say that to be authentic and tell you like it really is here. So if you can work your way away from that, fabulous. Go to all cotton or some kind of a bamboo. You're in great shape, and plenty of stores have all of that now. That's it.
That's it for Pack Lightly.
Pack Lightly. I'm about to give away half of what I brought.
That's
with
it.
Me.
If you pack for this trip, whether you're coming here for a couple of months or for a couple of years,
or a
yes.
week.
So if you think you've narrowed it down to everything that you have to have it again. Okay, the next thing, setting up phones. So, wow, I'm not going to get in.
Three.
Yeah, I'm not going to get into too much detail here, but so
We'll write it up though for them.
it's going to be in the description,
either this one or coming up,
or another write up. For the. But that said, we had 3 mobile numbers in the United States. We both had our personal phone numbers, and I had another number that was a work number only. So we needed to keep those, right? So if you're coming down here for an extended period of time, it's not practical to keep those numbers on your international carrier. It's $10 a day. Most of the carriers, it's roughly approximately $10 a day to keep an international plan with your phone numbers located with AT&T or Sprint,
which
or
we
some of the
normally
others.
have done when we're just on a vacation.
Yeah, if you're here
We
for
put
10
it
days,
for a
that's different. But if you're here for months, or you're looking at moving down here, you're going to need to get a SIM card down here and have a Costa Rica number, and you're going to want to keep your U.S. numbers either for friends and family or for business reasons or whatever. We chose to port those numbers from AT&T over to OpenPhone, and I can tell you that it's been a great experience with OpenPhone. So although it works on your app on your iPhone or Android, or it works on your laptop as well, and we have full access to those numbers, so people can call us. Excuse me.
We're very authentic
Woo!
here.
They can call us. They can leave us messages. They can text. It's great, and it holds your phone numbers in the U.S. as well, and it's unlimited calling from the U.S. and Canada to here. So it doesn't, aside from the $10 a month it costs for OpenPhone for each person, there's no other charges. It's wonderful.
What about and WhatsApp? Has it been
WhatsApp is a must down here. Everybody in Costa Rica uses WhatsApp for communicating.
Yep.
Whether that's phone calls, texts, emails, video calls, whatever. Everybody uses WhatsApp. It is the communication tool in Costa Rica. So you gotta have it. Absolutely.
I keep asking James to write me a schematic of all this. It's been a little bit more complicated.
We'll do that
for
later.
Me, so we're going to get a visual going so you can all see. The dogs are doing their thing. We have Cooper 2 doors down, 2 fences down. They like to bark at each other, so just kind of
check
include
in
them.
with the doggy telegraph.
So that's it on phones for the moment, but we'll kind of keep adding in descriptions and writing things up so you know, because that would have been a really good thing to know ahead of time. And it wasn't that we didn't know; it just there was more description.
Yeah,
we could
in practice, it just takes a little bit of coordination. I mean, having a Costa Rica number, having WhatsApp, having OpenPhone, and then of course for you iPhone users, you're going to have iMessage and FaceTime and all of that kind of stuff. So, we've got all of that still, so it can get a little confusing about what to use when. But
I just keep saying, so which one should I use now? Anyway, so that is number 3. Number 4 is we really are very glad that we took the time before we moved to kind of meet and get to know some people and build relationships before we got here. So we had a real good support system before we left. What I'm about to tell you, I'm just going to mention some names, but you don't have to worry. I'm going to put it in the description. But we started working with a woman, and her name is Sarah Lena. Some of you may have already been following her on her YouTube channel. She has a company called Relocate Costa Rica, and we built a relationship with her, and we ended up working with her. We actually hired her to help us. And there's some names that we'll just call out right now, and then I'll put it in the description of people that helped us prior to
their
us
name
even,
and what services they provide.
What services. So there is Danilo Villalobos, Jackie Monacel, there's Evelyn at Pet Lounge who helped us get our dogs down here. And then there was Eduardo. He is the kind of the local tour guide here in our area that kind of drove us around and showed us places. And there are some other names, but I'll put them in the description for you. And of course, you can always reach out to Sarah Lena and meet her. She'll do a free consultation with you, find out a little bit more about what you're thinking about, what you're looking at, and kind of let you know how she can help you. But that was a huge help for us. We were in conversation with all of them, so by the time we got down here, it was sort of
a lot
like
of things were already handled.
Already.
Yeah.
And we knew them, and we had a relationship, and we could laugh, and it was very casual and not a big deal. that good?
Right. Yep. Can I just add one thing to that?
Please do.
Just real
You can
quick. We
add
said
two.
their names, and the stuff will be in there for details. But Danilo was our insurance.
Huge.
Jackie Monticello was our car broker. Again, fabulous.
One-stop shopping.
Oh, it was just great. Evelyn at Pet Lounge mentioned her, and then
Eduardo.
of course Eduardo. So just wanted to make sure that
We called them out.
we called them out and what they did.
Right. So why don't you talk about once we're here, about scouting and building relationships with locals.
Yeah.
what's been
So
happening here.
so prior to our move, I came down for 2 weeks to do a little bit of recon before we made our final move. And I tell you, one of the biggest things that's helped us, or that we recommend you do, is not only getting people to help you in the transition, but when you get here, is to meet local people.
That's number 5, by the way. I didn't give you a number.
Sorry.
No,
Meet local people in terms, not only expats, but local people, Ticos that live here, born and raised here. There are many people in whatever area you decide to relocate to that are just wonderful folks and really want to help. They really do. We find the vast majority of the locals are more than willing to help you. And I can't stress it enough to make those relationships early and often.
And what I would say here is, just because we were just talking about it, is around here it's all about being kind and polite.
Yep.
There's no room for anger. Nobody deals in anger. Nobody gets it's very casual, and it just feels really good to be nice and to be polite and to offer our help and to be gracious with people, to be appreciative. And we have been that way the whole time we're here, and what's really interesting is we are that way. And people are eagerly awaiting to help us, to be there if we have a question, if we're worried about anything. We put our attention on that, like, purposely, to show up that way for people. And now we just gotta wait for our moment to pounce and be of service back to people. And we're already helping. We have people who are coming down here, and we're going to, be tour guides for them a little bit, talk with them about what it's been like for us. So we're helping out people who've helped us, and so it's already kind of happening, but we're purposely doing that. If you come here and you stay quiet and you stay to yourself and by yourself, I think you'd have a much harder time.
Absolutely. There's a local on WhatsApp. WhatsApp, like I said, is like the Coconut Telegraph down here. So there's a local WhatsApp. What do you call it?
Well, it's like a next door.
Yeah, it's like a next door in the U.S.
Here.
So they don't have that. So they made a WhatsApp, and everybody kind of goes on it, and you find out what's going on in the neighborhood. And if you have any questions, people jump right on and help.
But you have to be invited to it. It is not like next door. It's not an app where you go on and everybody.
Somebody has to recommend you.
Right. We got recommended and invited to be on that because we made friends with somebody in the area who said, "Oh, you have to be on this." And we know people that are here that are not on it. So I just wanted to point out, it's not like an app where you go, "Well, okay, I'll do that." No, you get invited. So
that's it.
And then number 6, our final one.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so we said this early.
One.
So we recommend that if you do come down, bring a really cool dog with you.
I don't know about recommend, because you don't all have cool dogs.
That's right.
But it's turned out to be kind of an interesting thing for us.
Yes, we as you guys know, the dogs part of Duffels and Dogs, we have 2 standard poodles, and you don't see a lot of standard poodles down here, so they stand out a great deal. So I can't tell you how many conversations that we've gotten into with locals and expats and everybody in between in terms of the dogs. Oh my God!
We actually, and all the locals who 2 or 3 have come up with toy poodles.
Well,
they
didn't speak any English at all. We had two on this, like, the same day, I think.
The servers
it came up to us just like beaming and gushing over our dogs, and they know they couldn't speak English, so they got out their phones and they showed us pictures, and they all had the 2 that showed us had 2, not toy poodles, but small poodles, but they were cut exactly like ours, and they were black and the same colors as ours, and only they were like miniatures.
So it's a way of breaking a conversation. The other thing that just happened yesterday is we went to the vet nearby because we wanted to make sure we built a relationship with the vet.
Yep.
And we met his wife, and she said, "Oh, I've seen you around, and my husband pointed you out to me. And so she already kind of knew who we were because we're walking around with these two dogs. So it's not a recommendation like you should
can I
now
add
run
one more
out.
thing to that?
Please do.
I'm gonna. So that too. I don't know if we mentioned this in the last video, but I got to say it again. So if I did, I apologize. So we are walking in Tamarindo, which is a town.
Yeah.
I don't know, a half an hour from here. So we went to Tamarindo for the day. We're walking around, and we had the dogs on a leash. We walked by this storefront, and the gentleman, the proprietor of the store, and his wife come running out.
Really
And she didn't speak much English, but she looked at us and she goes, "I know you guys." And it was because of the dogs. They followed us. They found us on Instagram. How? I have no idea. But on our Duffels and Dog Instagram channel, they recognized us and the dogs because they follow us on Instagram. Just totally out of the blue. Had to throw that in there.
Yeah. It's
crazy.
It's not like you should just now run out and get a dog. It was just been a fun moment for us to just kind of see like, oh, they're a conversation piece. And it kind of lets us break the ice. So if you have anything, a dog or whatever you want to bring, do it. And by the way, it went great.
Yes.
Shipping them went wonderfully. They're in great shape. It went great. They were well loved and cared for. I think our one dog, Cousteau, who's their apricot, he's less anxious down here and eating better than he ever did at home. So I'll just let you know that.
He's got the Pura Vida.
So
that's
I
it.
think that was our top 6 in the month we've been here. Those are the 6 that we have noticed, and we'll look in another month, and we'll keep our list going and keep telling you what we're learning and what we see. But it's going well.
It's been great.
Yeah, so far so good.
Yep. So keep following. Tell your friends if anybody's interested in making a change in their life. Follow along with us.
Yeah. Pura Vida, everybody.
Talk to you soon.
Choose something
Hasta
new.
luego.
Choose something different. Bye bye.
Bye bye.
Love.